It's a live show, right, John? It's live. Like, but this isn't pre-recorded. I thought it was supposed to be.
Are we going?
Yeah, no, we're going. We are absolutely going because I actually thought we were supposed to have today off. 1,000% my fault.
Yeah, you got me hyped up a little bit, Joe. I'm going to be real, but then we would have to be at the Mars Music Hall. I would have had a lot of stuff that needed to be ready yesterday that, let me tell you, Joe, I would not have had ready as we get this thing off and rolling on a Friday in no man's land. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. Phone lines are open to you guys. This segment's wide open. 256-576-9777 is the number to hop in. And if you guys missed out on any of the wonderful programming we have on this station, you guys can head on over to WZZN TV. Listen to every single show we've got. And you can also see our pretty little faces, too. And on top of that, 97.7 ESPN.com, the place to go to get that high-quality show. And on top of that, find our zone deals, which, Joe, I went out to Full Moon Barbecue yesterday. Let me tell you, I don't indulge in the foods out and about because I like to save money. And if not, I'll probably go to like a McDonald's and get something super cheap. I decided to go to Full Moon because we are right next to the location here in Huntsville.
We basically, I would say, almost share a parking lot with it.
We smell Full Moon when we get into our cars.
Yes.
We drive over the bridge heading south. We smell the barbecue right when we pass the bridge.
Every day.
I couldn't help myself. I had to go on over there, and I grabbed some ribs, and I got to admit, it's probably because of Steve, because that one time he brought ribs in here for us, I brought those home. I munched them. I had them done in like 2 seconds flat. And then I got on with my day. And I honestly didn't have enough to do. It felt like, Joe. So then I hopped on some TV, started watching some sports, and I could get my Swiffer sweeper out because I have swept the Royals away just like the Yankees did it last night.
I didn't even think about that when I was wearing this shirt today.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
I think that's the funniest part about it.
No, it's because I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? I already thought that I was going to have the day off today. So I'm just going to dress like if I was going to have the day off. I threw a dry fit on. It's one of the KC dry fits that I got when I was in Missouri. Mm-hmm. I was just, let's just grab one of these things and let's just roll. Didn't even think about the fact that the Royals and Yankees have been playing for the past few days.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, no idea.
Now the Yankees will look forward to the Red Sox moving forward. They're also pushing themselves up in the American League East as they are 42-25. And we can look over at the Braves now on the other side of the league and think 29-38. Okay, well, what do we got coming up next? The Rockies, baby. We're gonna have a wonderful time against the Rockies, Joe. Don't get me wrong. This is a team that's been a little bit on the rise. They had a sweep against the Marlins. It was their first sweep. I think it was their first win in the entire season that they've played. This god awful season that they've had so far. But the 13-55. That's right, 55 losses for those Rockies. Will be facing off against the Braves in Atlanta today starting at 6:15, and you're going to be able to listen to that on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Yeah, it is one that you want to think, and you assume that this is where the Braves would get at least 2 of 3. Mm-hmm. You assume. Yeah. And obviously you have some Huntsville people that are going over. I know some Hazel Green folks that are going to be heading over to Atlanta because this is the closest that Jordan Beck's going to be.
Some Winchester
to
folks
Huntsville. Some Winchester folks going to be heading over. Some Tennessee fans going to be going to the game just because obviously with Beck playing for the Rockies and maybe with a few highlights for that team, he is the closest that he gets to his hometown. So I know that a lot of Hazel Green people are going to be heading that way. You won 2 of 3 against the Brewers, which took away everything that I said about yesterday and what should or shouldn't happen. So now you need to take at least 2 of 3 from Colorado because the course of the next 2 weeks is probably going to determine your season.
No doubt.
It is absolutely wild that we are making that statement in June.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it comes down to the quality of play that they're going up against. You look at what they just finished off, the Brewers, not a terrible team, not an amazing team. Then you get the Rockies, which is rock bottom, like SpongeBob, that one episode where they go into the deep depths of Bikini Bottom. And then you have the Mets. And the Mets are a scary team, but to make matters even worse.
They've stayed healthy, which is shocking.
Yeah. to make matters even worse, after a series against the Marlins, they go to New York. Instead of hosting the Mets, they have to go to New York for 4-game series, and that's going to go all the way from the 23rd of this month to the 26th. So definitely something to watch. And then you finish off the month against the Phillies, which, it doesn't get much better than that. So we're looking at the Braves being thrown into the fire yet again. They had some time in between to pick up some wins. They were losing. That's kind of what got everybody questioning whether Schnicker was the answer moving forward or not. And right now, it's still at a middle pass. I don't think anybody could truly make a what are you?
I'm laughing. Okay.
Why is that?
Let's just go ahead and throw a wrench into this conversation.
Okay. Talk NASCAR?
God, no.
You said wrench.
No.
Okay.
I have every single day during the show, right when we get the show going, we always get our live stream going, WZZN TV. You can watch it on X, on YouTube, on Facebook, all the places that you can go. And so every single day, normally I make the stream and then we use it. I made the stream today, but I never told you.
You didn't, and I didn't see it either.
And so I've been in our stream, the one that I made the entire time.
Is it live too?
It was live too.
Hey,
we had two going at the same time.
So which one are we not going to go with?
No, I deleted mine.
Okay,
because I got on Facebook and I went, oh, let me share this, because I went live and I put it to the starting soon screen because I was like, okay, our cameras aren't up, so we do this. And so I get on X, or I get on social media, and I go, would you look at that? How are you able to see me? I know you can't see me. I mean, I'm straight John Cena in this thing. Like, you cannot see me right now. And I looked and I went, we have two streams going at the exact same time.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, so, because normally what I do is I'm sitting in the studio or I'm sitting beside you and I'll go, hey, stream's made. And then that's it. I realized I never said that to you today.
And it never popped up. Okay.
Yeah.
It never popped up. So I was just going to be like, all right, well, Joe's eating his Whataburger. I'm going to set up this stream. And I think it's a very fitting name, Joe. I think we're really pulling up our big boy pants for this championship weekend, because on top of all of the fun that we got to see yesterday and the day before with the Braves and the Yankees and all that stuff, we have the College World Series starting today. And then on top of that, Joe, did you happen to watch the madness that was happening in Florida last night? I mean, I look at what we're watching and I'm thinking this has got to be like history in the making. I haven't seen so many pucks hit off the crossbars ever in my life.
I mean, you've had them off the pipes, off the crossbars, and I will say
off the blade of the stick,
literally off of a skate that almost was almost a game winner. Like, it was outlandish at some of the things that are happening and were happening down in Florida. There was a point in time last night because my daughter is now infatuated with hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is honestly every day she asks to watch hockey as I get her to sleep every single night. Like, this is what she goes to sleep to.
It's the Huntsville Havoc effect.
It may absolutely be. And so every single day every single night she's like, hockey. Well, hockey was on last night. So I put it on. We're watching the first period together. We're all snuggled up. I'm trying to get her to sleep. Florida scores. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm thinking, oh, crap. I just guaranteed a win for Edmonton. I said that they were going to win game 4. And now Florida had just went up 3-0 after already being up and winning game 3 6-1.
Yeah, it doesn't help that, the Oilers decided to go 5-on-3 to start off this game as well, and then Matthew Tkachuk decided I'm going to put 2 in while they're just kind of sleeping on the ice. So that didn't help out. But continue on.
Well, no, and so we get to the intermission, and my daughter goes, hockey, and I went, well, yeah, it's intermission. She goes, I want hockey. Fine, let me rewind it and kill 20 minutes. And so I had to go back through the first period for a second time.
Being methodical. Just
to watch it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess you could consider this prep if we're actually going to talk about it a lot. Like, I don't know if we are. Depends on what happens. So we go through the whole 20 minutes, and I'm thinking to myself, it's 3-0. I mean, this is in normal games, this is basically over. And so I said, all right, It's been 20 minutes. Let me fast forward it, get it to the second period. And then when Edmonton scores, I go, okay, 3-1. Then they scored again. And I went, hold up. Hold on a second. I don't know what changed in Edmonton. I don't know if it was the goalie change. I don't know what it was, but they changed goalies. And this was almost like it was a totally different team. And nothing against Skinner. Like, it's nothing against, like, he's your G1. And I don't care what you go to, but you go to your backup and this man's like undefeated. He stopped everything.
You saw that record 6-0 and you were thinking, what the heck is he doing in the
Absolutely.
closet? Why is he not getting pulled out more often?
This man stopped everything.
Almost.
Well, the last one, get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But then Edmonton ties it at 3, and I'm thinking, oh my head, like, she's asleep in my arms now. I've got to get her into her crib. But at the same time, I'm doing that like quiet scream, like,
just hold it together. You only had one arm too.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like holding her with one. I'm like, phone's falling out of my hand because I'm having to hold the phone while I'm watching it because that's how we're watching in her bedroom. Like, I'm just all in. So I was like, I've got to get her down. Get her laid down. I go into my office. I turn the game on, and I'm just watching. Boom! Edmonton scores again and goes up 4-3. And I'm thinking, what an amazing comeback! You were down 3-0 after just getting beat 6-1 in Game 3. You take the lead now, and the clock's just ticking. And the next thing I see, Florida pulls the goalie with 2.5 to go, and I thought, that's a bold move right there. 2.5.
It's the most stressful time in all sports, I'll say.
2.5 minutes of 6-on-5 like that. You expect to keep this for 2.5 minutes. You expect no Oiler to get a turnover or to get a puck on a deflection, be able to fire it down and score an empty netter. 2.5 minutes. And they went 2 minutes and 15 seconds without scoring. And then with like 18 seconds to go, they put one through on one that like misses the skate by like this much. And it would have, and I'm holding up a finger of like an inch to tie it up with like 18 seconds to go. And I thought, crap, Edmonton's now about to lose this in OT. They were about to lose this thing into OT. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to stay busy because I'm like, I'm not going to sleep. It's OT. I've got 20 minutes, not going to sleep, doing everything I can to stay awake. And then you have, I don't even know how to describe you had goalie comes out of the crease, empty net. An Oiler is trying to get this puck in. Puck's going through the 5-hole of the goalie. It's almost about to go in and pass the red line. And then it gets stopped by a stick. I mean, like it goes off of a blade of another skate. Like, it was so incredibly crazy. And I thought that was Edmonton's shot. It was literally the most random shot that they had. I said, they're screwed now. They're not going to, because they were letting Florida get into the ozone way too much in overtime.
Well, that first shot you were talking about that almost made it in. I mean, it bounced off the side of the new goalie, which I remember his name is Picard.
Yeah.
And
Picard.
Whenever I was hearing the guys talking, I was like, is this guy's name Pecker?
No, it's not Pecker.
I would have made a wonderful put together. But regardless, it bounced off the side of his jersey and it hit the post. And then it just like the angle that it hits him, it looks like it's just going to go straight back into the goal.
Dude, there was a point in time where we had D2, the Mighty Ducks. A Florida Panther hit a knuckle puck straight at him. And they're talking about it on it. I'm like, guys, and I'm looking at it because they're breaking it down during, I think, overtime.
I don't know how he caught it.
And I didn't know either. and all they're talking about is like, look at this. Like, you don't know how hard this is to try to catch. It's like, it's knuckling. I'm like, did none of you guys watch D2? Like, it's one of the most famous hockey movies of all time, and it's literally a knuckle puck. Like, just say knuckle puck. Russ Tyler somewhere is Keenan, whatever his last name is sitting somewhere watching this game going, yeah, that's my shot. By the way, if you don't know, Keenan from SNL, that's the guy that shot it. And so I'm like thinking to myself, like, dude, just say knuckle puck. And then they get into it, won the overtime, and the Oilers literally won on an own goal. Like, it was a deflection off of a Panther that went 5-hole through the goalie and goes in. I am totally okay with it, with as much random crap that happened during this game. It was amazing.
I was relieved. I definitely was, because I did not want to see the Panthers win this game. I wanted to see the series get more competitive and go even farther, because I'll say game 3, it was underwhelming besides the fights. The fights were amazing. That's what makes a lot of people remember that one. But this is what game 1, 2, and what all the other games should be about. Is close, very gritty hockey, back and forth, pucks almost going in. The score could be 10-9 at the end of the game.
Do you remember how many penalty minutes was in that game on game 3?
27.
No, that's what you said.
27 penalties.
27 penalties. It was 85 penalty minutes for the Oilers. Do you know how many penalty minutes happened last night between the two teams?
Just because I saw this earlier, it was 8.
Yes,
yeah,
per team.
Yeah, so
16 total. 16 total penalty minutes between these two hockey teams. There was 85 alone for Edmonton in game 3 with all the fights and the game misconducts and everything else it took away. It was absolutely outlandish. The crazy part about this, and the best part is that when it comes to Edmonton, that they was just playing so well as far as blocking every single shot that they absolutely could. They had almost 30 blocked shots by the defensemen. That is absolutely crazy to see, because Panthers lived in the ozone. Like, I don't even know what the offensive numbers were for the Panthers, but all I know is every single time I felt like Edmonton was on their skates backing up every single time.
Yeah, 40 shots on goal for the Panthers, and they had the lead on shots early in this one, but Edmonton was able to even things out. And with those penalties that happened in the beginning of the game, you'd think that would mean that Edmonton had, a lot more penalty problems, and they were in a hole a little bit more. But both teams had 4 power plays each. And on top of that, well, the Panthers did execute a little bit better on them. But whenever Edmonton was wide open, 5-on-5, I say that they had the edge in this one. It looked like the Panthers at the beginning of this could have just ran away with it.
At the beginning of it, if you go and you just watch the first period, you go, yeah, this is hands down, the Panthers are your Stanley Cup champions.
But that's the mentality thing you got to get to. Remember when we talked about how 2 goals is the worst lead to have in hockey, because it's so easy to let it just fall through your hands. 3 goals isn't much better, all right? I mean, you get 2 goals just like that, and then now it's back to 3-2.
And it was in with 3 goals. I mean, it was 3 goals at the end of 1. I mean, it wasn't like Edmonton scored at the end of the first where you went, okay, we've got some momentum going into the second period. You had the entire first period where you got dominated by the Panthers. Mm-hmm. You go into the intermission, and you now have to sit there for 20 minutes and think about, we're already down 3 goals. We just lost 6-1. We're about to go back to Edmonton right now. We're just having to make sure that they don't hoist the cup on our ice. Yeah. Like, that's what you're thinking. And then you come out, this was an absolutely totally different team. There's no reason Skinner should step back between the pipes for the rest of this cup final. It should not. I understand. Look, trust me, this is something we dealt with the Havoc. I get when you're G1. I get it. You go with G1. But right now, you're talking about a team that's playing for a country that hasn't won a Stanley Cup in over 30 years. You've got to do something different. You've got to go against the grain on this. You cannot go back and let Skinner be in ice.
No, man. I don't
know.
You
cannot let him be in the crease.
I don't know if that's the way to go with it, but I gotta grab this real quick.
You cannot do it. It's just that's mine. Yeah, Keenan Thompson. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. 256-576-4977. Phone lines are open to you as you are listening to ESPN Winchester. You're also on WZZN TV and 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Before we get to Drew here in just a little bit, who's down in Auburn, let's go to our phone lines. And my cousin Vinny, welcome in to the Blitz. How's it going, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, with hockey action like we've had so far in the Stanley Cup final, how can you not be all right? You know what I'm saying, Joe?
I'm ecstatic that we only have tonight off and that it's right back to having this game on Saturday. Like, I hated the fact that there were 2 nights off when you were in the same city. Like, it's just give me this series, because this thing is so incredibly amazing and fun to watch.
Well, as you're talking to someone who grew up on a pond hop pond on double runners, before I could walk.
Right.
So let's talk about. I mean, I could have gone pro, but I wasn't good enough. I'm one of those guys.
I hear you on that.
Could have gone pro, but I wasn't good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Happens to a lot of us.
You talk to your goaltending buddy from the Havoc, and a goaltender's mentality is this. I mean, you talk about the crossbars and the pipe. The goalie will tell you a crossbar is just a shot gone high.
Absolutely.
A goalpost is just a shot gone wide.
Yeah.
Right? And the difference between Edmonton in the first period and the rest of the game is in the first.
Vinny.
Oh no.
Vinny.
Oh no.
Vinny.
He disappeared.
He was about to give us the answer.
Oh no.
He was about to give us the answer.
He might get back. All right. This guy's down. I believe he's down in Florida. I'm not 100%.
Dang it, Vinny. All right, call us back, Vinny. Call us back.
Well, we got to hit a break,
Let's
Joe.
do it.
When we get back, Drew DeArmond's going to hop on with us. We're not talking hockey in the next segment. We're talking a little bit of College World Series as we get ready for play today. So don't go anywhere because you're listening to The Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
This is The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
Eagle Masonry and Insulation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
I'm here with Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, a leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
All good things must come to an end. That holds true for employee pricing too. Hey folks, it's Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. The last day for employee pricing is going to be July 7th. Up until then, you can buy the new Ford you want and pay what we pay. We've got nearly 150 F-150s to choose from with generous finance rates and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 48 years in a row. Had your eye on a Bronco Sport? It's employee priced, and we've got over 60 to choose from. Full-size Bronco, we've got over 40. New shipments of Explorer, Expedition, and Escape have just hit the ground, too. Again, all things must come to an end, and the last day for employee pricing is July 7th. Time to hit it and get it. Employee pricing can save you up to thousands off MSRP. With over 600 Fords to choose from, there's a good chance you'll find exactly what you need. Woody Anderson Ford. It's important to see us before July 7th.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Gonna get back to your phone calls in just a little bit. 256-576-4977 as we continue on a Friday, the 13th. It is my favorite day of the year. I do not care what time of year it happens. Give me a Friday the 13th. It's all scary. Roofing can be scary too, especially at holes in your roof. Make sure that you check out our sponsor, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys that you need to talk to about all of those roofing needs. And if you are having roofing problems, all you got to do is just look them up, hit them up online. You can fill out for that free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up, just like Drew does when Huntsville basketball's got something going on, because he is down in Auburn right now at Neville Arena as Huntsville's about to tip off here in about, 20 minutes, Drew?
Yeah, we're at the rec center right now. We're actually, everything in Auburn it's just a cool setup, man. We're at the rec center right now. We're going to play Opelika at the rec center at 9:50. Then at 11:30, we play North Oconee out of Georgia in the Atlanta area, and that's going to be in Neville Arena on that floor, which is going to be a really cool experience for the guys. And then we end it at the practice facility, which is right next, adjacent to the arena, and the Panthers will play the Pelham Panthers at 3:40 to wrap it up. They had a 3-0 day yesterday, including a sudden death win over Peachtree City. So had a good day yesterday, but it's always great competition here at the Auburn camp, which, by the way, is sold out, not surprisingly, when you have the best team in the history of the state this year.
Yeah, no doubt. That Huntsville team definitely good and looking to get even better going into next year. But we want to talk a little bit of the College World Series, of course, getting into things. It starts today, 2 p.m. We're going to have, Eastern time, 2 p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Central.
Coastal Carolina versus Arizona. Now, we've talked about this side of the bracket, Drew, with a lot of different guys, and we've gotten a lot of different answers on who's going to come out as that top dog, whether it's Oregon State, Louisville, or Coastal Carolina. But can you give us a little idea of what we might see from this side of the bracket?
I just really like Coastal's pitching, man. I think they have great pitching depth. I know they're quote-unquote mid-major, but they're really not a mid-major in college baseball, as you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
They lead the nation in wins at 53. They had to go to Auburn and beat a really good Auburn team here, as I see Xavier Fuel here. They beat a really good Auburn team that was red hot, and they did it in very impressive fashion. They won a regional, which was considered a pretty tough one, with the Florida Gators that were red hot coming into there. And so I just think they've played a lot of really good competition. I saw that Arizona squad. They certainly can swing it. They had to beat North Carolina 2 out of 3. They lost the first game to Carolina 18-2. So they bounced back really strong. But I like Coastal. Louisville is kind of on a heater right now. But Oregon State's probably one of the more talented teams in the country. They're kind of under the radar because they're an independent.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's going to come down to the 2 ranked squads, Oregon State and Coastal, on that side of the bracket. I'm going to go with the Chanticleers.
Okay. And then flipping over to bracket 2, which is going to be starting tomorrow at the same time, 1 p.m. Central time, UCL versus Murray State, and then Arkansas versus LSU. And I hate that this is how this matchup's got to go down, man. I wish that it was maybe split to where they could face off later down the road. But, I mean, Arkansas, LSU, you got to play the best teams at one point in this
Yeah, you do. I mean, I like the Hogs here. I know, the LSU's got the 2 aces, and they do have a formidable lineup. But I'll go with what I've heard from experts all year, that if Arkansas is right and if Zach Root, locked in, the Hogs have the most balanced team. And they have a lineup that hits up and down. They're above average defensively. They've got the player of the year in the SEC in their shortstop. So I'm going to go with Arkansas, even though I think it's more of a toss-up. Anderson will certainly give LSU a great chance to win, but he's been hit hard by some teams. So I like the Razorbacks there. I'm going to go with a little bit of a nostalgic pick here. I really love Murray State's offense, and UCLA, they haven't faced as tough a schedule because they've been in the Big Ten. I'm going to call an upset. I'm going to call for Murray State to win this first round game. But I think, and what would be ironic is if, Murray State wins the first game, and if they were to be 2-0 in the winners bracket, then somebody, if you put money on Murray State, would be rich right now. But I can't see them being, 2-0 in the winners bracket. But I'm going to go with Arkansas and Murray State, and I'm going to go with Arkansas to come out of this bracket. I really think Dave Van Horn, it may be his time to win a national title. He's come so close. And so, and this Arkansas program, along with Florida State, probably the two most storied that have never won it. But I'm going to go with an Arkansas, reaching the finals against Coastal Carolina right now. Arkansas Coastal is my pick.
Joined right now, Drew DeArmond, talking ball, McCurry Motors, as well as Alumni Hall, as Drew is down in Auburn for some summer basketball as it's going on. And you said the Murray State part of it. I was kind of curious because obviously we've seen the pictures of where what their field looks like and all of that. And you said it was kind of a sentimental pick on that. What are you liking about Murray State?
I just they can really swing the bat 1 through 9, guys, and they're unconventional. Like Joe, I don't know how much you have had a chance to see them in this postseason. Their cleanup hitter has no home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And their lead home run guy usually hits in the 7 hole. So, and their leadoff guys got really good power. I mean, if you watch this team play, they got pushed to a game 7 in Oxford because they lost 19-8. Yet they still scored 8 runs. And then they come back the next day and they build a 12-3 lead over the Rebs, and they hang on 12-11. The reason I didn't pick them to win to get into the championship series though is I just don't know, especially now that you're in Omaha with the top 8. I don't know if they have enough pitching depth.
Yep.
But I do know this: they can swing the bat and they'll score runs. I thought their defense was pretty solid as well, especially for a 4 seed. You would think sometimes that's the kind of the difference in talent. Sometimes the mistakes and the mental errors will cost you. But I really think that Murray State's legit. Anytime you can win in Oxford, Mississippi, the Rebels didn't have great defense this year, but the Rebels could swing it. They had power arms, and Murray State won out. And so everything was cool. And I just think that Murray State can really swing the bats, and I think they're going to be dangerous in Omaha. Get to the finals, no, but I definitely think they'll be, a pain in the ass to play again.
No doubt about that. Drew DeArmond with us from Talkin' Ball, and we shift over on the conversation, Joe, because earlier on in the week, we started getting into what Judge Wilkin had to say about, of course, these universities now being able to pay their players. Drew, I haven't got to hear your opinions on this, as well as some of the research you've been doing throughout the week. What do you know about this, and what are some odd things that some people have maybe missed about this whole pay for play? I'm not 100% sure how we're going to word this yet.
Well, I just think overall it's a first step in a process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to act like NIL disappeared or the way they've been doing it is going away. It's not yet. But I do think there eventually is going to have to be revenue sharing, and the federal government will have to be involved. But this, is the first step that needed to happen in starting to put some guardrails up on this stuff. You're not going to put the genie back in the bottle. The players are still going to get paid. That's fine. I'm for that. But it's just some of the stuff is obscene. When you have, it kind of reminds you of the Major League Baseball model where you see the Dodgers and the Yankees spend $350 million and the Rays spend $50 million.
Yeah.
And so, and that's the beauty of baseball is, and we've seen it in college baseball in the World Series, that doesn't guarantee you're going to win because Murray State sure as hell don't have a ton of NIL. And yet they're in the top 8, man. They're rolling. So but I think it's just a first step in a process of getting things back under control. And I think that the next step will be, collective bargaining in the federal government.
And I think a part of that might come to Title IX as well, those lawsuits that have already started to pop up.
Yeah, they're going to start, but I don't know if they're going to get anywhere, though. I still think a lot of those are going to be frivolous and going to get thrown out of court.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of people are talking about how this may send us kind of back to the way that it was beforehand with a lot of the under the table stuff? like we saw, since people have to now like document where their NIL is coming from. Do you think that's going to happen?
Everybody's going to push the envelope, Joe. There's going to be a gray area, but at least now there's a quote unquote committee that's supposed to check things. Now we'll see how that holds up. But again, I will say this though, the way it's set up right now, I'm just going to go with Texas. We've heard how much money they spent. We've heard about Texas Tech. Guess what? Texas Tech didn't win the softball World Series this year, but Texas did though. So guess what? You better start winning, or these donors, you can't, money don't grow on trees all the time. You can't just keep going to the well. There's got to be a little bit of some sense to this stuff. And if there's not a cap, I mean, you've seen what happened. And in the past, before the NFL changed their method, before we saw the NBA do the same thing. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's going to have to be some common sense here, because otherwise, sports. The biggest thing though is John brought up Title IX, which is a good point. You're going to eventually have to cut sports, and nobody wants to do that.
No, they absolutely don't. And Drew, I know that you gotta roll, bro, because you guys are about to tip off here in just a few moments. So we appreciate you hopping on with us before the game.
Thanks, guys. Always appreciate it. Have a good weekend, and we're looking forward to the Rocket City Awards Monday. Going to be a great show.
Absolutely is. As Drew DeArmond of Talkin Ball, brought to you by McCurry Motors and Alumni Hall. Make sure that you can also, if you're not already doing so, you can also follow Drew on X at DrewD977ESPN.
Ryan Fowler made a good point yesterday, though, whenever he was talking on Talkin Ball. He brought up the fact that Title IX, it's going to work the same way we see it with the NFL or the NBA and the WNBA. The people who are bringing in the most money, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, the people who are going to bring in the most money are going to get the most money. And I think that's going to be the argument that it comes down to. I don't see the same money being given to a softball player as a starting quarterback on one of these Power 4 teams.
Well, and I think the biggest thing is that I think the scholarship part of this is what's going to be the biggest thing with NIL. And I could be wrong. And again, I'm not a lawyer and I don't know all the legalese, because just trying to read a paragraph of all this legal stuff makes my head hurt.
My head hurts.
Matter of fact, whenever we were trying to get people on to talk about this, it was, look, man, this is making my head hurt. Can you please hop on and just kind of help me figure this out? Because I have no idea what I'm reading. But the scholarship part of this is going to be the biggest thing, because I think that's going to help a lot with the Title IX. If you are now paying these student athletes like they are employees, then I think that negates the Title IX part of that. If you say, yes, we're going to pay it, but there is a scale that in which we are using, and it is based on, revenue, television ratings, how much each particular sport is bringing into the university, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know the legal part of this and the legal avenue, but again, there are a lot smarter people than I am when it comes to the Title IX part.
No doubt about it. And that's not me calling you dumb, Joe.
No, trust me.
You're a physicist.
Apparently I am a physicist. Go to my Instagram feed at Joe Honk as well. I'll throw it on X as well here in just a second. Of John and I the other day, he decided to randomly give me like a physics test, and somehow I aced it.
Dude, you aced it. I mean, I don't know if it was all common sense. If I was in your shoes, I don't know if I would have been able to guess all of those correctly.
There was some of them. I think one of the three I truly did guess on.
Okay. Probably the last one.
No. It was the second one.
Oh, okay.
The second one, the blank equals A, blank equals C, blank equal F, like that one.
No.
That was total guess. The first one, I tried to do like deductive reasoning on. And then the last one, I actually like could visually see what I was trying to see.
Whoa.
That one out of the three was probably the easiest one. Just because I was using common sense, and I also was using some stuff that I learned from that Titan documentary.
Common sense, huh?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Either way, it's common sense to get into a break, because I don't want to keep our good friend Wolverine Dan waiting
absolutely
that much longer. Want to talk a little bit of hockey, maybe a little bit of baseball with their boy on the other end, and you guys can as well. 256-576-97.7 to get in on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
Yo, Honk. John Abraham, 256-576-4977. This is The Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Bryce Elder on the mound today for the Atlanta Braves. He's 2-3 with a 4.08 earned run average. The Braves are the $2.88 favorite at Truist Park against the Rockies, plus 227. Herman Marquez on the mound for the Rockies, 2-8, an ERA of 7, 9 under the total. Shane Van Gisbergen, a plus 330 favorite to win the Viva Mexico 250, the first ever NASCAR Cup race in Mexico. Christopher Bell, 7-1. Denny Hamlin will have Ryan Truex Jr. behind the wheel of his car. It's Denny Hamlin celebrating the birth of his son this week and will not race in Mexico City. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Owens Crossroads, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 326 Sutton Road very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Owens Crossroads.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our workhorse special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the box and kick back at Flosa Premier. And you may be thinking, isn't that the trampoline place? Of course it is. But it's also the one-stop spot for all things fun. And if kicking back with the boys to watch the game is your jam, then you're in the right spot. Jump or not, Flo tends to all ages, meaning while you sit back and watch the game, but little Jimmy's having the time of his life perfecting that front flip he most definitely wants to show you. You got this, Jimmy. So next time you think Flo, think fun for everyone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Scattered showers are going to be in the forecast. But the day's not going to be a complete and total wash. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It's also going to be incredibly humid outside. We're going to maintain the opportunity for rain as we head into the overnight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms stay in the forecast through Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Once again, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long. Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Final segment of the first hour here on the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. 2 hours straight on 97.7, 1 hour on ESPN Winchester. We're still working, guys. We're still working to get you guys for the 2 hours.
Talk to your local radio provider.
Oh, yeah. And you know you want to do it. And also you want to hop in on the phone lines at 256-576-97.7. Just got a great conversation done with Drew, kind of recapping all of the big stories going on from around the weekend. But now we hop into the phone lines to talk with you guys about some of the sports you've been watching. And Wolverine Dan is up first. Wolverine Dan, how you doing, man?
Oh, living large, baby. Just finalizing the epic sports weekend for the Wolverine family, bro.
Okay. What do you got going on?
Well, homecoming against Wisconsin in the big house.
Okay.
And then the next day, we take a little drive down south in that Suckeye Nation to watch the Bengals play the Lions.
Okay, so you got a whole schedule lined up.
Okay, I seriously thought we were talking about this weekend. I was so confused.
I'm one of 6 kids, so all my brothers, and we're going to have nephews too. We're talking a big posse.
Wow. Okay, so when is this all going down exactly?
In October, bro.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna have one hell of a fall. You're
Yeah,
just getting right into it.
And then speaking about one hell of just being a Detroit fan, Scoble, how about him? ERA is 1.99, fellas. He's the best pitcher in baseball.
I'm not gonna go against that. I haven't been focusing too much on the Tigers. You're my Tiger guy, all right? So right now this team is sitting at one of the best in the league. They're better than the Yankees. I can say that for the time being, all right? But you guys do lose a pitcher, all right? You lost one of your young guys over the weekend as well.
Yeah, Joe.
That's okay. There's always free agencies and stuff like that. I'm not worried about it. But how about this? 2 more things real quickly. The Stanley Cup, of course, it's unbelievable. You know, when you get to the finals, man, they all year long they're beating themselves up. But man, when it's the finals, they give up their body. You know, and it all ends up on a hot goalie. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think either one of these goalies are hot, but the offense on either team is awesome. So with that said, in my closing, fellas, I love to watch a golf tournament where these guys that are supernatural golfers are humble and they play like I do. Or even, I mean, it's fun to watch them, you know, stumble and bumble around the course.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a lot of fun that's going on in the U.S. Open right now. But I'm 100% with you, dude. I am focused on the Stanley Cup and the Stanley Cup alone until the games get kicked off this weekend with the World Series. But no, you're not wrong. I think Bobrovsky is absolutely amazing, but there was something that happened. There was a momentum shift that happened last night to where the Oilers just got on the Panthers and they kept on getting on them.
You know, in my closing, you know, fellas, we're talking the hockey, we're talking the baseball and the golf, and fellas, it's these days are starting to get long. I got to get back to some football. I got to have me some football. This is bad. I mean, I think we're going to have an epic year, the Wolverines and the freaking Lions. You know, it's going to be great.
Well, we talked about the running back room for you guys is going to continue to be great. How do you think the Sonic and Knuckles duo is going to be this year?
Well, I think that it's just, you know, I tell you what's great about this duo is that Knuckles came from Chicago that really wasn't doing much, but he gets on this team with a really good offensive line. Now we're missing a big part of our line, and I'm hoping we could fill that void, which the center, it's going to be awfully difficult. But the other linemen are pretty darn good, so hopefully they can pick up the slack. But I'm sure we drafted some decent linemen. This is a very good general manager we have. and I can see this doing well for both running backs. I'm curious to see how this defense is going to do because there was a lot of injuries. We picked up some players, and that's what really got us. I think it was that and the cheap shot from the Washington player that put Jared Goff in a daze the rest of the game, and he didn't know where he was. And that guy didn't even get a penalty, and he should have been ejected. So
I remember that conversation. That was wonderful. I mean, not the cheap shot, but it was definitely something that we could have stretched out for the last 2 shows. But the Lions did get Tate Ratledge, so that's one good thing. I think that they're making the smart decisions when it comes to drafting. They're getting the pieces they need, not getting those sexy picks that everybody's going to look at. But if you're a Lions fan, you got to be happy about what this team's doing. Tate Ratledge, of course, the center from Georgia just a few years back.
I think I agree with you. And again, fellas, I think we're all kind of still right at this point. The days they stretch off too long because the football, they're not throwing the pigskin. I got to have that. Yeah. I'm really jonesing for it this year for some reason. Maybe because I'm just expecting some good things to happen. Although last year, you know what, fellas, it was a great year last year, okay, and I'm very happy. In the year before the national championship and whatnot, fellas, it's been a good run. I'm very happy. I'm just going to be very excited to spend this weekend with my family. Don't forget, and I'm speaking to your co-part. He's a heck of a father, and that is a very important thing as a father to raise children because there's a lot of times you have to say that word no. And no, they want to hear that word. Trust me, even though you don't think they do, they want you to say no because they want someone they can look up to and have someone that's in leadership of the family that makes decisions. And you don't want to talk about Joe. You're doing a really good job, and I'm very proud for you.
No, I appreciate it. And yeah, the word no, like they hate it, but then when you notice that they're listening to you, then you're going, okay, they're listening. They don't like it, which heck, I didn't like it.
Just wait until the teenagers, Joe.
But yeah, no, trust me, my daughter acts like she's a teenager right now. And so yeah, I get it. And no, I appreciate you saying that, man, because it is trust me, adding that third factor into this is definitely throwing a wrench into everything right now. So it's trying to get a new normal. And it is absolutely fun. I told John, I was like, I never got to lay my daughter down at night. Normally it was my wife getting her to sleep. But since my wife is obviously dealing with the youngest now, I get to do that. And it's one of those things. It's like, I kind of get to valuing that a little bit more, just that, that half sleepy, I love you, daddy. Like, all those hugs and cuddling.
Bring out the book, bring out the green eggs and ham and stuff like that, and read with her. Trust me, she might not be able to read, but you read to her, and then she might blurt out a word she understands and sees and reads it. That's a great thing. And as you're spending that time with them, hey, listen, my children, and I'm bragging on them, they're great kids, doing very well, their careers. I'm fortunate, I'm blessed, but the bottom line is everybody out there, it's Father's Day. Be a father. It's easy to make babies, but it's hard to raise them.
No doubt about it, man. And hey,
you,
happy Father's Day to you this weekend. And on top of that, I will assure you that there are some pigskins being thrown. And to make you feel even better, it's the Michigan Panthers versus the DC Defenders in the UFL.
It doesn't count.
I like that. I like Michigan.
Tomorrow at 8 p.m., man. You better be watching it.
Nobody's
good
watching
stuff, man. As always.
Yeah, nobody's watching that.
Well, you know what? The Wolverine guy might be.
He didn't even know it.
It doesn't matter.
If he would have known about it,
now
he would have been watching it.
Now he knows.
That if he would have known about this, he would have been calling in, doing nothing but talking about
7
it for
p.m.
7 days straight.
Tomorrow, Michigan versus DC. UFL championship.
It's going to be a packed house.
It will be.
No, it won't.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is The Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor. We're here for you.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor at Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 256-208-9000. That's 256-208-9000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Bryce Elder on the mound today for the Atlanta Braves. He's 2-3 with a 4.08 earned run average. The Braves are the $2.88 favorite at Truist Park against the Rockies, plus 227. Herman Marquez of the mound for the Rockies, 2-8, an ERA of 7, 9 under the total. Shane Van Gisbergen, the plus 330 favorite to win the Viva Mexico 250, the first ever NASCAR Cup race in Mexico. Christopher Bell, 7-1. Denny Hamlin will have Ryan Truex Jr. behind the wheel of his car, as Denny Hamlin celebrating the birth of his son this week and will not race in Mexico City. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Temperatures drop into the mid-upper 60s as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. We're going to maintain the opportunity for a little bit of rain during that time period. A mostly cloudy sky Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It's going to be incredibly humid, and we're holding on to the opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Final hour, best hour. On 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham. As we continue the Blitz on this Friday, always brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Guys, you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com. That's FlemingHSV.com. Fill out your free quote today, and remember that Fleming always shows up. We got some weather coming in this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and be on a rooftop bar by the end of today, but if that gets rained out, then I'm never trying it again.
What rooftop bar are you going to? You going to Broadway?
No, I'm going downtown. Me and John, we don't go downtown enough, so just hanging out with the boy, enjoying some time, and maybe watching some baseball at some cool locations. I don't know exactly. You got any suggestions for me, Joe? You've been in the Huntsville area for a minute.
I have been in the Huntsville area for the minute, but the downtown and the rooftops and all the bars and stuff around downtown has grown so much since I actually was going downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, again, when you said rooftop bar, I thought, okay, so you guys going to Nashville this weekend? Like, what the heck are you doing? Because I don't think of like rooftop bars in Huntsville.
I wish
so. I'm the wrong person on this one.
I got you. You're not a party animal anymore.
No. I mean, I am staying up late to midnight 2 a.m., but not because of that. It'll be apparently now to watch Christian Moore play, because if you missed that just a little while ago, he's officially getting called up. The man barely even played 75 games in the minor leagues, and he is getting called up. He only played 20 games with Salt Lake City this year after getting called up from Rocket City, and now he is going to Anaheim. He's supposed to get the start at some point in time this weekend in Baltimore against the Orioles.
It's pretty awesome, though. We get to see a lot of these top talents come through here. I mean, Huntsville, it really gets put on the map even more whenever we have those big names, and I love it for them. It's going to be awesome. I just wish they had a better team to put players on. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's the most difficult part with being the affiliate of the Angels, is that you're on a team where that, especially if you do keep up with baseball, that they haven't been drafting well. They haven't been, making smart decisions, obviously, with, they're keeping Mike Trout, but obviously they let Ohtani go because there's no way they were going to be able to pay him. They do need to get better in building up the minor league system. And I think that is what is the part that sucks for us, is because you see some guys that'll be down the minor leagues 1, 2, maybe 3 years, and then they get called up. Again, we haven't even made it to the 2025 Major League draft, and Christian Moore was a part of the 2024 draft, and he's already up in the majors. So like guys like that is going to move up quickly. I think that we kind of probably thought that he was going to kind of stay down maybe more in the minor leagues this year after the way that he played in Huntsville. But then once he got up to Salt Lake City, he was batting like 350. He already had like 4 home runs just in 20 games. He didn't even play a half season of minor league baseball. before getting called up to it. So now he is going to go to Anaheim, and he is going to be an Angel. So they do have a couple of good pieces with, I want to say it's Neto is the shortstop that he's going to be playing with.
Also played on the Trash Pandas.
Also played with the Trash Pandas. Middle infield could be good if Christian shows up that way. Obviously, third base been a massive hole since they paid that guy that doesn't want to play. And then you need to keep Mike Trout on the field. Like, that's the other part. He's been injured for parts of this season. That's a big deal there as well. So hopefully Christian Moore is the start of something and a lot of Rocket City fans that watched him last season and this season here are going to get to see him, and you're going to be paying attention to those late games.
Yeah, no doubt. And I talk bad about the Angels. They're not as bad as they usually are. They're actually, they're bad, but they're in a division that is actually pretty favorable for them. It's the easiest in all of the MLB, with the Astros leading at 38 and 30. Mariners behind them, and then the Angels sitting at third, right above the Texas Rangers, who I've been extremely disappointed with, but that's besides the point because I'm not following them as much as I would actually, which,
the thing about this is, and this is where the difficult part is, when you are a baseball fan and you are like, again, I know that if you are a Braves fan, you know that a lot of their young talent they've brought up. And obviously we've seen it even this year because you had the number one catcher and the number one prospect. You've already brought him up in playing for the Braves. Roman Anthony just got called up from the Boston Red Sox. He was the number one overall prospect in the minor leagues. You do have a lot of guys like your Max Clark, which that is a Detroit Tiger guy, is in the top 10 as well, but he's only in high A ball. The Angels' number one prospect, which was Christian Moore, is 56th in baseball. Like, you need to get more players in that top 100 when you're talking about it. And Caden Dana is going to be another one of those guys that he's in AAA in Salt Lake City as well. You're going to see him get called up probably pretty soon as well. That's the problem is out of the top 100 right now, you only have 2 players in the top 100. Like, you need to build that minor league system, which then in turn is going to help Rocket City. Because again, when I was down in Montgomery, again, this is Tampa, their minor league system, they build their minor league system amazingly. And you see guys where you're looking at them, and I promise you, if you're watching them in Montgomery and when you're watching the Biscuits, it isn't another season that player's starting because the Rays don't pay players, so they'll leave and they have open spots at the major league level, and these players continue to move up, but yet they continue to draft well. So that's where you kind of want to get, if you're an Anaheim team, that you need to draft better, which in turn helps us here in the Rocket City.
No doubt about it. And we're talking a lot of baseball. You can listen to baseball later on our network. Of course, the Braves versus the Rockies is going to get started at 6:15, and over on Talk Radio WZZN, you're going to be able to listen to the Trash Pandas as they're facing off against Pensacola.
They've won 2 of 3.
And hey,
both their wins been 5-4. They won 2 nights ago and last night.
It's really good to see for them. So again, that's Talk Radio WZZN. Make sure you guys download all of our apps. We just got 2 of them. It's that easy. But if you want to also splurge and get yourself some really good food, go and get the Big Deals app over on Apple and Android devices, and then you're going to find the Big Zone Deals site, and that's where you're going to be able to save half off on Cheeseburger Bobbies, on Lawlers, on Bigfoot's Little Donuts. All of those amazing locations, you're going to be able to save 50% off or more, depending on our special deals. So definitely take advantage of that while they last. I know Cheeseburger Bobbies is a very hot commodity. So if you don't find any Cheeseburger Bobbies, or you get your Cheeseburger Bobbies, and then you're thinking, I want to have fun after my Cheeseburger Bobbies or before, there's also Flow Supreme Air as well. So it's not just food, it's also a lot of fun with a bunch of golf courses on top of all of that. You guys can also watch the show over on WZZN TV. Earlier on in the show, we got a good morning, happy Friday from Steven, and I'll say this. Good morning. Happy Friday to you as well.
Happy Friday the 13th.
It's also Friday the 13th, baby.
It's not just Friday. It's Friday the 13th. It is the best day of the year.
Favorite horror movie, Joe? Go.
Friday the 13th. Like, that is
it's basic.
Okay. No. And it's not basic. See, the whole idea with Friday the 13th is it's not that it's the best one. It's not the one that's probably scared me the most. it was probably the most impactful on my childhood.
Mhm.
Okay. Like it was one of those that I watched every single Friday the 13th. Me and one of my buddies, John Woody. What's up, bro? He used to come over to the house every single Friday the 13th when we were kids, and we would watch a Friday the 13th marathon.
How many are there?
Start to finish. 10, 11, I want to say 12.
One for every Friday the 13th over the entirety of this
I mean,
world.
I think now you could actually do 24 hours of Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
If you count Freddy versus Jason, I want to say there's 12, and there's about to be a Peacock series that's about to start as well.
I gotcha. Well, I will say this.
Favorite one, by the way, it was also filmed in the state of Alabama.
Really?
Friday the 13th 7 was filmed down in South Alabama.
Huh.
They actually still have the cabins up around the lake that it was filmed at down in South Alabama. Yeah.
So would you say Friday the 13th was your introduction to horror films?
Yeah. No, I had to think about it for a second. No, it absolutely was. No, it truly was. And Jason didn't even scare me as much as a little kid as what Freddy did.
No.
Because in my mind, Jason in the woods, Michael Myers, he's outside. Freddy Krueger kills you in your dreams. I can literally have a dream about Freddy Krueger.
It's a little overpowered.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can actually have a dream and Freddy Krueger's there. I'm not going to walk outside the building right now and Jason's going to be standing behind a tree. But Freddy can be in my dream tonight. Like, that's the thing that always like freaked me out about this. Is I was like, you know what? The Freddy one's actually kind of scarier because then in your dream, he can do whatever he truly wants. I know it's your mind doing it, but hey, it's legit. But no, Jason was the one that introduced me. God, I'm already good on quizzes this week, but I almost said, if you wanted to quiz me on Friday the 13th,
Don't put this in my mind. I'll quiz you any day of the week.
See, the problem is I'm trying to think about what types of questions you would ask that would be like that hard, difficult question for a Friday the 13th, like pop quiz, because I don't think that they may ask you is like, all right, so the teenager in the woods, how did Jason kill them? Like, it's one of those that you're going, well, heck, there's tons of ways. Like, you know, that sort of thing.
I'm currently looking up the hardest quiz for you since you're so good at that.
No, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pass the physics test that I know nothing about, and then I'm going to fail the Friday the 13th test that I know a ton about.
In 1993, an interesting study about Friday the 13th was published in the British Medical Journal.
That's about the actual, like, fear of the date. It's not about the movie. There is no. I thought she was going to ask.
What's the conspiracy around Friday the 13th? Why is it scary? Is it the movie's fault?
No, this has to be before that, right?
Oh, we don't even know.
No, I mean, dude, you're asking me a question that I've never known.
I gotta see this.
Friday the 13th's origin superstition has roots in both religious beliefs as well as historical events, with the number 13 and the day Friday having individual associations with bad luck. The Last Supper, Judas was the 13th guest. He's making amazing TikToks right now, by the way. And so that was another reason why the 13th, a mass arrest of the Knights Templar.
The god of Loki.
Loki
was the 13th god.
Yeah, but Loki turns out to be good. I mean, literally, he saved the metaverse.
But he is associated with bringing chaos and death. And he's the 13th god.
Additionally, the mass arrest of the Knights Templar on October 13th, which was a Friday in 1307, further solidified the date's unlucky reputation. Wait, isn't the Knights Templar what Assassin's Creed is based on?
I knew you were gonna.
That's all I thought about.
They're the knights. They're like knights for the church.
Yeah, Norse mythology goes with Loki. The Last Supper is the fact that Judas was the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
We eastbound and down? Are we going eastbound and down?
This is Banjo Traveling from the Friday the 13th soundtrack.
This is eastbound and down, man. I mean, this is what it sounds like. Eastbound and down, going on and trucking. We gonna do what they say can be done.
We're gonna be doing that come SEC Media Days.
We got a long way to go.
And a short time to get there.
Oh, watch old Bandit run. I forgot the transition for it. If Drew could sing this whole thing for, I guarantee you, with as much as he loves Smokey and the Bandit, he could absolutely sing all of Eastbound and Down.
He was singing Westbound and Down whenever we were going out to Dallas last year.
Yep.
I'll say this. First scary movie I watched was Alfred Hitchcock's Birds. It doesn't really fall into the same realm of Friday the 13th.
No, Hitchcock movies were creepy. I think there's one about ants that like terrified me for years.
That's probably pretty similar to the Birds movie.
Yeah.
It's just about a bunch of ravaging birds.
Hitchcock movies were terrifying back when they first came out because it was all it's more about the mental part of it.
It's unsettling.
It's definitely unsettling.
That might have pushed me to what I watch now when it comes to horror movies. I like a lot of psychological films. I'll say this though, the scariest movie, the movie that left me the most traumatized, I'm going to go back to it and I'll say it to this day, the original Gremlins movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
you got to be kidding me.
It's a Christmas movie.
Not a Christmas
It
movie.
is a Christmas movie.
No, it's based during Christmas. It's not.
Because he thinks it as a Christmas gift. It's a Christmas movie.
That's like saying
But then they turn funny. Like that's
the
the other
second
part.
one sucks.
Yeah, but
it's funny.
Yeah, because they start turning funny. Like the only time Jason was ever funny was when Jason Goes to Space and Jason X, and they literally played into every stereotype with Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them.
But that's like
that was hilarious.
That's like saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
And then they like cut away from him when he's trying to kill one of the teenagers in the woods, and it's literally a hologram. But to Jason, he thinks it's real, and then they cut back to Jason, and he's got the sleeping bag put up, and he's just slamming it up against a tree. It's like hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
I would say the one that sticks with me the most, and probably my favorite horror movie is Hereditary by A24. And if you've been listening to the show long enough, you've
watched
known
it.
That.
I've seen it, and now I think because scary movies give me so much anxiety. They do, like, really good. Like there's one on Netflix right now. It's called Prom Queen. It is a part of the Fear Street series. That's kind of like Goosebumps, but it was more for the teenagers and stuff. And I want to watch it, but at the same time, it's like I get anxiety a lot of times now with scary movies.
You should watch Hereditary. It'll give you the most anxiety. So
that's cool.
You
That's
might get
fantastic.
like over that tipping point to where you just don't feel anxiety anymore. But I want to know your guys' favorite movies to watch on Friday the 13th. It's going to be a cloudy day in the Huntsville area, so it's going to be perfect for some movies later on. So I want to know your guys' opinions. 256-576-97.7 as we continue on, because Joe, we've talked a little bit about the Stanley Cup, man, and I got to say, it is exhilarating. It is amazing, but is it the best?
Yeah, if you're not watching, and I know that a lot of people may be paying attention to the NBA Finals, I get it, but this Stanley Cup Final is one that in recent memory I cannot think of a time where I've been more
glued to the TV.
No, more interested in two teams that I care nothing about. Like genuinely, I have no connection to either one of these teams.
Yeah.
But yet I'm sitting here and I know exactly what time the puck drops on Saturday. I cannot wait to watch it. And I'm curious about the way people see and what they think about something like this where they don't have any connection to it, and how exciting is something like this could be. 256-576-4977. We're actually getting some comments as well on WZZN TV about Friday the 13th. It's my favorite day in the world. We'll put are there scary movies up on these screens? We're going to put them on.
You get them on.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Dim the lights too.
That's right. On the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve. And we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
I'm here with Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, a leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
The Tom Abraham Show, weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCZN TV.
Jay on WCCN TV says that he has a buddy of his that never works on Friday the 13th. He takes a vacation day. This song's actually perfect for today and for this right here. If you're watching on WCCN TV, you can see how dark it is now in the studios. Mainly because I have Friday the 13th on one of the TVs now. Yeah, so I'm all in now.
I thought we were just going to dim the lights, man. We didn't have to go pitch black.
Yeah, I went pitch black. This is exactly what it is like. Matter of fact, I've got the U.S. Open on one of the other televisions. I kind of just want to turn it off, just so that I can see the Friday the 13th even more.
Plus, U.S. Open a little bit more of a happier vibe going on over there.
Is it? I don't know.
Just don't like golf, man.
I don't. I do not pay attention to it one bit. Not one bit. It was. I will not pay attention to it at all this weekend. Give me U.S. Open or give me College World Series, Major League Baseball, as well as just Father's Day weekend. I'm not choosing U.S. Open. I'm not. I'm just not going to. It's nothing against the sport. It's not on my list. So yeah.
It's good to have it on the background, but if you got other sports going on that are going to grip your attention, I feel like there's no way I'm watching golf.
No, and I'm going to be basically, my TV is going to be on Omaha the entire time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not paying attention to the second hour Tom show. Because that's when first pitch of the College World Series is going to be happening. All I'm doing is watching that.
Good thing he doesn't listen to our shows.
Yeah, that's true. And so, he doesn't know that we're saying that anyway. So it's one of those things that I'm excited about. I'm also going to be paying attention to on Saturday, the Stanley Cup final. Like, I'm all in on it. All in. 256-576-977. You can hop on and reach us on X as well, 977 ESPN, at John Abraham ESPN, and at Joe Hunk, as we continue throughout this Friday. But yes, I have zero connection to any of these teams. I have no connect, even in the College World Series, even if LSU and Arkansas are in it. Like, don't care. Like, I'm just watching because I want to watch it. You can tell how invested I was because yesterday I said Tennessee instead of LSU. I said Tennessee a lot.
You got to be invested.
Never mentioned LSU.
The fact that we have a completely different field compared to last year, none of the returning teams, this is the first time since the 1950s that this has happened. That is why I'm all here for it. I'm invested in every single one of these teams. Now, obviously, some more than others, but even the fact that we've got some of the guys, some of the guests talking about Oregon State being a possible championship team. I mean, that's what makes it so intriguing. It is a very fun field.
John and I are laughing right now as you're talking about it, mainly because our cleaning people are up here right now, actually cleaning the studios. And John and I turned every single light out.
Let's just make their job more difficult.
And so one of the amazing ladies that does this, she's walking around, she's having to turn lights on as we're doing it. So maybe we got to turn lights back on. Yes.
Oh, this would be a fun segment.
It is going to be. Okay, fine. We'll go through the rest of the segment. But if she opens that door, she's got to be able to turn the light on.
I will let her.
Okay.
I'm not going to jump out of here and just like stop her from turning on the lights.
But I'm curious now because I watch and I'm thinking to myself about how many times I've been genuinely excited about turning on a sporting event, regardless if my team was involved or not. Actually, mainly even if my team wasn't involved. Mm-hmm. See, told you, she turn the light on. She could let her turn the light on.
Turn the light on.
Yeah, you could turn the light on. This was all just, there we go. She's trying to be so super nice and respect it.
Now it's so bright in here.
It is bright. It is.
Yeah. I can't even see your face, Joe.
I know you can't. But I'm genuinely curious now as to like what you consider to be like the most exciting like game or series, like championship game or championship series that you can remember in your lifetime. Like I know that obviously if your team is involved, you're Alabama, Auburn, like you're going to be genuinely into it. But I'm talking about when the game ended, you were just sitting there going, I can't believe what I just watched. Like last night when it was 3-0 and the Oilers came back and tied it up in the second period and to go into the third tied at 3. They go up 4-3. The moment the Panthers scored with like 18 seconds to go, I thought Oilers are screwed. There's no way they're winning this game. They go into overtime, had multiple opportunities. Again, totally empty net. Puck goes off of one of their skaters' skates, almost goes past the crease and goes past the red line. And instead, it hits off one of the bars and off the left pipe. And I'm thinking, that was their shot. They're going to lose this. And they had all of these opportunities. And then the way they win was off a deflected shot that goes through the 5-hole of the Panthers goalie. And that's how they went. This game was so incredibly outlandish. And it wasn't even the first overtime game. Like we've had multiple overtimes with this final.
This is the third one.
This is the third out of 4 games that it's went overtime. And the only one it didn't was because it was 6-1. Like that's how good this thing has been. And I have no connection to it, but I cannot turn away. And I'm literally telling my wife, hey, yeah, we could do something, but 7:00 on Saturday, we better be somewhere where I can watch this hockey game.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is a question about the most exciting game.
I'm talking about
you watched and finished, or is it the most exciting game that didn't have a team that you had any connections to?
Most exciting game or series that you can remember. Okay, now if it's series, we're talking all 7 games that are all, whatever is so intense and so amazing that it left an impact on you for the rest of your life. Like it is the very second that you can remember. Like for me, for instance, this isn't my answer, but I know that even a lot of Braves fans could say the 91 World Series because of how close and intense every single game was. The way that the Braves lost the first 2 games, come back to Atlanta, win the first 3. They're up in game 6. And then Kirby Puckett hits the home run to send it to game 7. Then you have game 7 that goes extra innings and Jack Morris pitches every bit of it. And the Braves eventually lose 1-0. Like that's one of those that's like almost every game would leave an impact on you because you can remember every single one.
There's a few that come to mind for me. A lot of them do go back to college football. Alabama versus Clemson could definitely be in that argument going back to 2018. But I'm going to say for a game that I was excited about and kind of matching your energy that you were going off of and also the energy that we have around the Stanley Cup, where it is two teams that I'm going to tell you I have no connection to other than, well, I had to study them both going into last year's Stanley Cup. But I'll say it wasn't my first championship that I watched. Obviously there's the Yankees and the Phillies. I think the most excited I was for a Super Bowl was probably the Packers versus the Steelers back in 2011. And that game did live up to the hype. I mean, this was Aaron Rodgers, his first time being to show people, that he is going to continue what Brett Favre ended off on back in 2008. But this was a game that I remember being on location with Tom. He was having a Super Bowl party. There were giveaways, all of that great stuff. He used to do that plenty of times back in the early 2010s. The Packers win this game 31-25. But this is one of the first ones I started putting down bets. I was too young to even have the money, but I was betting that the Packers would be able to take this victory. And I was pretty good. I was pretty good at my bets. All right. Packers take this one. Aaron Rodgers, his legacy has been solidified. It doesn't matter what he does moving forward. He is going to be known as a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That was one of those games, and it was close all the way up until the end. The Packers do take it and pull away at the end. The last minute interception for the Packers, and then the knee. All of that stuff, though, that entire game was one that I will continue to remember as one of the first that I really could say, like, I'm a football fan. And a lot of it goes down to watching this game and experiencing it the way that I did. So I'll say the 2011 Super Bowl, Packers Steelers.
See, so there's a few that instantly, like if you're talking one individual game, like one individual game that I'm sitting here and I can remember like every single second. Like I can't say I was not invested in Patriots Giants the first time in Arizona when the Patriots were undefeated because I wanted them to go undefeated. I'd actually just went to Boston like at the beginning of that season. And so it was my first time ever in Boston. So I was like, I actually wanted to go to the Patriots game. I tried to go to it, but I actually had tickets to Fenway Park for Sunday Night Baseball, which just happened to be the same time that the Patriots and Chargers were playing each other on Sunday Night Football. So I couldn't, had to pick one or the other. So obviously I picked the Sunday Night Baseball. And so like I was emotionally, like I thought it would be cool to see a team that I was, in the city for at some point in time be able to win it. So I was heavily invested in it. So I can't say that one. I was not invested in Steelers Cardinals at all. Like I was not invested at all. Like I'm just like, oh, cool. It's Super Bowl. All right. Cause I kind of actually at the time hated Kurt Warner. So but it ended up being an amazing game like that.
Lived up to the hype.
I think as far because I will always think of series like in two different ways when I look at series, because in hockey, I don't think I can ever truly think of a hockey series as been impactful because in the 90s, I loved the Avs. Right when they moved to Colorado, I didn't have a hockey team. I loved them. But when they made it to the 96 Stanley Cup final, oddly enough, against the Florida Panthers, they absolutely dominated. Now, the last game was amazing because the last game went 3 OTs before the Avs eventually won. But outside of that, like it wasn't like, there was nothing crazy about it. I could even look at even in the early 2000s when like the Ducks and the Devils played in the Stanley Cup final. Like I was all invested in that because it was the Ducks, man. It's the mighty Ducks. Come on.
I don't care.
I know I do. Paul Correa, Teemu Solani, like, dude, that was legit. So I see those things in it, but then so hockey's never had that for me. Basketball, I can think of two. Or I could think of one specifically with basketball.
I think about the Mavericks.
And it was
back in the day, back in 2010s.
And it was actually the 98 Eastern Conference Finals. It wasn't even the NBA Finals. It wasn't even that. It was the 98 Eastern Conference Finals between the Bulls and the Pacers. Oddly enough. See, it's kind of weird how I'm connecting that. Pacers playing this one. This one went 7 games. I think it went 7. And the Bulls at one point in time, this was when they were trying to go for the second three-peat. And they had to play the Pacers, I believe, in game 7. I had never been more nervous watching an NBA basketball game as I was watching that Pacers Bulls series in 98. Because all I could think of, because again, it was, hey, it's the second three-peat. We knew that this was the last time. Like, this is why they call it the quote-unquote the last dance. Like, we knew it was. We all knew that Jordan wasn't coming back. We all knew that this team was getting broken up right after this. We knew there was not going to be another Bulls run. And you go like to game 7 and Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers. I was so incredibly nervous for that one.
I'll go back then, and I'll give you a.
And that's one of them. That was just one.
You.
Yes,
I'll give you a hockey one. 2011 Stanley Cup Finals, the Canucks versus the Bruins. Game 7, Bruins were going into this one thinking that, they had it beat. And I'll say this, they did, because they won 4-0. But they started off this series 0-2 against the Canucks team that, I mean, if you looked at what they had over on the video game side, it was a 95 overall. The Bruins come back in game 3, 8-1. They lay it on in game 4, 4-0. They lose game 5, then they come back with 5-2 and then 4-0. That was the beginning of my love for the Bruins. A lot of my teams I fell in love with around that 2010 era. I mean, even the Yankees won in 2009. So that was a very influential time for me. The same way I think the 1990, 7 to 1999 time was for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say that Stanley Cup was amazing because it had everything I wanted. An underdog story in the Bruins. They weren't underdogs going into this, but they were after game 2. And then they come back and win it. I think it was electric. And also at that time they had Zdeno Chara, who for me was an absolute beast in every single video game I played up until that point, because I started my NHL career a long time ago, back in NHL 2003. So the guy was still on the freaking team.
The 98 game 7 of that 98 Eastern Conference Finals, Bulls won it 88-83.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers did not even score for the last 2 minutes of the game. Like, again, first off, it was 88-83, which kind of shows you the difference in the time that we were in when it comes to basketball.
Yeah.
But that one, 88-83, and I mean, it was so incredibly intense because you knew that this was, okay, this could be it. Like, this legitimately, the Pacers could end the run right here. And they absolutely had an opportunity. The other one and we're about to go back to the phone lines, 256-576-977, the 2001 World Series between the Diamondbacks and the Yankees. Outside of game 6, which was a blowout, every single game either went extra innings or there was an opportunity at the very end of it to tie the game or win it. Like, that is how every single game went between those two teams. And then you get into the game 7 and the way that the Diamondbacks won it. It was absolutely every single inning was intense. And nobody, again, it was Diamondbacks. Everybody's like, oh, nobody cares about Diamondbacks. They're 2 years old. No, did not care one bit about them. Matter of fact, they had like Matt Williams. I mean, seriously, you look at that Diamondbacks team, you look back and go, dang, how'd they get these players like in the second year? And like Matt Williams, Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling. Like, dude, you go through that Diamondbacks lineup, you're going, these guys are legit.
It's like the Vegas Golden Knights, man. They get a loaded roster to start off their tenure. But I look back, I love looking back to the rosters. And I know you brought up a few names. I look back on that Boston team that won in 2011. Patrice Bergeron, I mean, he just retired like 2 years ago. On top of that, Brad Marchand, who has been traded to, of course, the Florida Panthers and has been an absolute beast for them throughout the entirety of it. I mean, just looking back at some of these guys, it just takes me right back in time. but I want to keep on this conversation.
Yeah,
Joe.
go for it. No, absolutely.
We do need to hop into a break.
Okay.
When we get back, though, we're going to hop into the phone lines, get into your guys' most influential championships that you've watched, some stuff that you just have. It just does not leave your mind. It lives there rent free. And then we are going to close out this week, this episode of The Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, and WZZN TV. Phone lines next.
This is The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 256-208-9000. That's 256-208-9000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor. We're here for you.
The nation united for us. Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 12 games in 13 days at Toyota Field, starting June 10th through the 22nd. The back-to-back homestands contain 5 giveaway nights, 4 post-game fireworks shows, 2 brand-new team identities, and the in-park debut of the number 57 Trash Pandas race car. Get your tickets for the double homestand now at TrashPandasBaseball.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
But that never worked.
Final segment, bet segment, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Joe Hogg, John Abraham. Phone line still open to you at 256-576-977. We'll get you in before we wrap up the show. Coming up at noon today is the Tom Abraham Show. Then Talking Ball starting at 5 o'clock. By the way, going back through the Arizona Diamondbacks roster, because we talked about the 01 World Series and the most exciting – what you consider to be the most exciting championship game / series of your lifetime. Like, because right now, this Stanley Cup final, I think I'll remember every single second of it, obviously depending on how it finishes, but I will remember like every single second of this thing with the way that it's happening right now. I talked about Matt Williams, Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling. This team also had Craig Counsell on it.
Nice.
Martin Grace was on it. Reggie Sanders, Steve Finley. But here's a funny one, though. Obviously, we know about Dong Young Kim. Bobby Witt was on this team. John's eyebrows just went up.
Oh, that's because something else.
Oh, okay. Bobby Witt is, that is Bobby Witt Jr.'s father, the Bobby Witt Jr. that's like the star player for the Kansas City Royals.
Yep.
That he was on this team as well, and he won a ring with them, and he also had no idea has a gold medal as well for pitching in the Olympics back in the 80s as well.
Awesome. Well, this show has multiple sponsors. This segment, though, of course, is Bobcat of Huntsville, and I'll say this right now: Antonio Brown's going to need their help because he is in a pile of crap right now that he needs to get dug up. And, Bobcat of Huntsville's got what he needs, whether you need a skid steer, a mini excavator, a mini backhoe, or so much more. They got it for you. Just head on over to their location off Highway 20 and, of course, right next to the Harley-Davidson. But, reportedly has a warrant out for his arrest after an incident at a boxing event that was held by, I think it was Aiden Ross, some random, Twitch streamer dude. I think he's on Kick now. Where Antonio Brown, I believe he was defending himself from something getting stolen, and he ended up pulling out a weapon, a firearm, during this event, and with a bunch of people around, man went chasing after him with a weapon out, and I don't think the Miami-Dade County really appreciated that, so he's got now a $10,000 bond on him, and they are looking for him currently. So yet another tragic thing for Antonio Brown to have to deal with now.
Oh, good for him,
Worse
man.
than his rapping career, actually.
So. Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
So we have an update on the Jello Shot Challenge.
Oh, yes.
The College World Series has not even started. First pitch is going to be today at 1 o'clock. Yes, I'll have it on every screen outside of 1 because I got Friday the 13th going on 1. Jason's mom just picked up a hitchhiker. I think this is going to go well. She's a really good lady. So,
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees. God bless it, man. Who do you think right now, before the College World Series even begins, is leading the Jello shot competition?
Well, it'd have to be LSU.
LSU is number 1, 525 Jello shots as of about 11 p.m. last night.
How many did you say?
525.
Okay, times 5. How much is that?
I've got my calculator set up for another reason, so I can't give you the answer to that right now.
All right. Well, they're $5 a piece. So remember, if you're getting them, it's going to cost just one. It's going to cost you a little bit.
Who do you think is in second place right now?
I would want to say Arkansas, but seeing how that's not the case, I'm going to say Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina right now has 277. That is good for third.
All right. So Arizona.
Actually, correction, good for fourth.
Oh,
correction.
golly,
Good
there's
for
2
fourth.
teams in front of them.
Yeah, good for fourth.
So I'll say Arizona because they're party kids, but they're not as party kids as much as Arizona State. So maybe that's wrong.
Okay, that is wrong.
Damn it. Those Louisville kids showing out?
Louisville is showing out 298. That puts them right now in third place.
Okay. So then that would leave me with Murray State because if they can't make a staple or a statement on the field, then they can at least be up on the leaderboards when it comes to the Jello Shot Challenge.
385 Jello shots right now have been purchased for Murray State.
Wow.
They only allow 800 fans at their baseball games, and they've already bought 385 Jello shots.
Good backing by the racers. They're racing the Roccos.
I think their entire city has made the way to Omaha right now. Now, you brought up Arizona. At the moment, Arkansas has 235.
Okay, that's good. That's decent.
Okay. If we combine the former and current Pac-12 teams together with all of their Jello shots, do they have more or less than Arkansas's 235?
Give me, I would say no because of the way you're setting this question up, but I'm going to say they have just a little bit more.
Arkansas has 235. The Pac-12, former and current, combined for 163.
Oh my gosh. And this is why you guys aren't in it. Well, I mean, Arizona's in a conference now, but this is why you guys can't make a conference and you can't make it better.
UCLA has only purchased 39 Jello shots.
Of course, UCLA is going to be there.
Arizona has only purchased 55 Jello shots. And Oregon State only has 69 Jello shots. Nice.
So it sucks because a lot of people probably looking at this and they forget that there's like 3 former Pac-12 teams in this whole thing. So that's the saddest part about it. You combine 3 teams to have a number that is still under what Arkansas is doing. And I got to say, I think Arkansas should be and would be the only competitor for LSU with the amount of fans that they have fill out their stadium. Now, are they smarter? We're waiting to see that. I don't know how smart it actually is to win the Jello Shot Challenge, but it is impressive to say the least.
This is, again, hasn't even started because the tournament doesn't begin for another 2 hours. Coastal Carolina is there. They are ready as they are one of the first teams going to be on the field today, coming up at 1 o'clock on ESPN.
Well, you're not going to be able to listen to it, but you're going to be able to watch it.
It's Friday the 13th.
On top of that, it's Friday the 13th. On top of that, you will be able to listen to Atlanta Braves baseball as they face off against the Rockies in Atlanta later today. So look forward to that. We'll see you guys next week here on The Blitz.
I love you.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead ran away and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online.